Hey everyone. So I'm gonna wait a couple of seconds for some of my lovely people to come in. But I, as usual, I'm always scrolling on social media and Facebook, and I came across this really insightful post that I feel obligated to share with you all today. And this is going to be a tough conversation, but this is mostly for my melanated sisters. My melanated sisters out there. This is for you. All right. So let me read this for you. Let me read it. Let me read it for you. But let me show you first. All right. One of my Facebook friends, I have never met her in person, but I guess she's going by Tiana X. Tiana says, Black women deserve love that doesn't require suffering first and being praised later. Now, this is a quote that I've seen floating around the internet for a while now. And you know what? Her analysis gets even better. Even better. Okay, so I love how she starts it off. I love it. I love it. I love it. There is so much beauty in African American culture, the way we talk, dance, the beauty in being able to communicate among one another without saying a word. All the ways we literally influence the entire world. That being said, we really drop the ball in matters of romance, family structure, and dating. I don't care who fail away, we fail here miserably. Okay. Now she gets into it. She gets into the details. All right. She says males influenced by African American culture are obsessed with extracting as much as they possibly can from the women around them, regardless of relationship dynamics, while providing as little as they can in return. The narrative is literally an essential part of our culture and something they pride themselves on. It's in every form of our art. It plays out in everyday life, and statistics support it as well. As a result, women influenced by African American culture are obsessed with pouring as much as they can into the men and boys around them, while expecting as little as possible in return. That's a hell of an imbalance, and I'm not hopeful that the dynamic will ever even out. Now, this idea that those in the Black community are accustomed to extracting as much as they can from Black women is a concept that I have been going over and over and over on this channel. I literally just made a video about it, reviewing a tweet that I saw saying that the world views Black women as mules and as workers. And then the week before that, I reviewed an article by the Economic Policy Institute, I think, that academic journal, about how there has been numerous policies, government policies, congressional policies that reinforce this view of Black women as workers, and this is further explaining this dynamic, but now on a more personal and relationship level and not on a policy governmental level. Okay. Now I'm going to continue to read this. Okay. It says, African American men embrace every aspect of patriarchy that benefits them, but discard the parts that define their role as men. And I know a lot of the behaviors are subconscious because they're mostly passed down from generation to generation. They don't exactly set out to be so useless. It's just a result of the structure of the culture. And later on, when a woman is well into her life, it dawns on them just how beneficial women have been to them without reciprocation. Ooh, now I'm gonna just make a little comment. There was an article out, I think it was Time magazine, talking about how Black men are doing so much better than generations past because a lot of the women they were married to were the breadwinners of the family. A lot of the women that they, were married to were earning the income so that the men can go off and accomplish other things. And you only really see that dynamic in Black American culture. You don't see it anywhere else. I've lived in the Arab world for 6 years on and off, as a student, as an undergraduate student, and it is the opposite. We're talking about men pour everything into women. Even women they don't know. They just want to give to women. And when I got back home to the United States, I was like, Lord have mercy. Like, I spent 4 straight years in Jordan and Egypt, and I was so used to men just giving everything to me without hesitation, like random strangers, without wanting anything in return from me. Right? Like, I would get rides. Like, I would be standing waiting for a taxi or standing at the bus stop, and I would get rides by random guys. The guys wouldn't even ask for my number. They didn't want anything from me. It was just a part of their custom to serve women and to give to women, and to see and to come back to my own culture, Black American culture. When I go back to the United States, it's like, whoa, this is so different. It's the exact opposite, because the men expect to be given everything. It's very strange. It's so strange. It's very, very strange. So I would encourage all Black women to spend a little bit of time in the Arab world, because you will experience treatment that you're likely to never experience in America among your own people in your own culture. Okay. Now I'm going to read this last part of the post. Here it says, don't argue with me about this, please. The same story plays out every day in abundance. It's admittedly one of the greatest fears and the primary reason I need to ensure that a man is I'm sorry. Let me just go over that again. It's admittedly one of the greatest fears and the primary reason I need to ensure that a man is tangibly life enhancing before I grace him with the comfort of commitment. I don't care how handsome you are, what you have, or what you think you know. How do you intend to enhance your woman's life? And how much of her life does she have to sacrifice before the enhancing starts? Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Like, this woman really, this was a whole word. I'm so grateful. I have yet to comment on this. I will comment, but I mean, this was so powerful to me. It was amazing. Now, some of these comments down here, you have women co-signing her, telling her to make it public. People saying it's accurate. You have other women saying it's the realest thing they have ever read. And then someone saying the change starts as we women demand more. We have to stop accepting less and letting them get away with it. Absolutely. Okay. And then here we have a man. Finally, there is a man who comments on this post. And this man says here, Gavin, he says, let me see. He says, I have been unpacking this for years, still working on it, and trying to pour into the women in my life with as much caring and understanding as I possibly can. Yin Tenan lie. She's like, you ain't telling no lie. I'm ashamed to be a part of the problem, but hopefully I can be a part of the solution. So we even have men, we even have Black men who are co-signing this woman. I think this was one of the most impressive pieces I have read in a while on the topic. It is nuanced, it is honest, it is truthful, and it hits hard. And I think this is something we really need to change. All my melanated women out there, you beautiful women, start demanding more. Be more selfish. Worry about you. You deserve it. You're a woman. You naturally give. That is in our nature. Women become mothers. That is why they are naturally nurturing and sacrificial. So it is imperative that you put yourself first, because if you do not, the men will not do it either. And we wonder why so many women across the globe stay subjugated. We need to change this in many ways, okay? All right, with that said, I will be back, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you lovely people later. Bye.